Aston Rebels fans.
So I told my wife, I'm not taking out the trash. I'm going to the game.
Loyal and strong.
I told my family to drop the video controllers. We're going to the game.
Even defiant.
I called my boss and told him I was out sick.
Join the rebellion with the excitement and family fun of Aston Rebels ice hockey.
He shoots! He scores!
Don't get your tickets now at AstonRebels.com and check us out on Facebook.
Oh, jeez, my boss is here.
Hide me!
Aston Rebels ice hockey will make a rebel fan out of you. Proud members of the North American Hockey League. Go to AstonRebels.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second Aston Rebels Coaches Corner. My name is Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us today here from the IceWorks Pub here in Aston, Pennsylvania. I have with me assistant coach Josh Brown. Josh, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
We want to get to go through your career just a little bit. You played some of your junior career in the NAHL with the Sioux Indians and the Springfield Blues back in 02-03.
Yeah.
How is the league different from now from when you played?
There's only 12 teams when I played, so there's a lot more rivalry. Keep on turning. So you see a lot of the same teams throughout the league versus a few years ago. Sorry. A few years ago, you'd see a lot more interdivisional play, and now we see the same three teams every week. So,
yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. We talked to Coach Coombs about that last week. Does it get boring playing the same three teams? Is it familiarity breeds contempt? Or is it a combination of the two?
It makes pre-scouts very easy. So, I mean, we know the teams. We know what they're doing. We have a very good idea of what their players are capable of, so we're able to prepare. We know what we're doing every week.
Now, coming from college hockey at Northern Arizona, you were captain for 2 years, All-American in 08, and you enjoyed NAU so much that you stayed on as an assistant coach and coach for a little while.
Yeah, due to an injury, I stayed on my senior year and just started coaching, kind of caught the bug, and I really liked working with my former teammates, which is kind of strange at first, but a couple of years and they were all graduating, and I had new guys in. So.
Well, that certainly is very interesting to go from being captain of the team, which is still a leadership position, and having to basically lay down the law with some guys. How was that transition?
At first it was difficult. You had to separate yourself. Of course, in college, some guys like to have good times, and you have to separate yourself from that, which is difficult, but kind of get used to it, and you like the reward of winning and helping and coaching. So,
now give me an idea of what that experience was like in a non-traditional market. NAU drew some pretty good crowds in their building.
Yeah, I think I was there for 4 years, and every year we won Team of the Year, and that's over some Division I programs there. So that was a pretty big accomplishment.
Now, after that, you jumped to the NCAA with Robert Morris. Now, how does Robert Morris, no disrespect to the ACHA, because I also come from there, but how do you get noticed from an NCAA Division I team while coaching an ACHA Division III and Division II team?
Well, it's I figured out that I wanted to coach, and I had applied for a position and didn't even get a response. So I looked at the guy who got the job, and I said, looked at his resume, and I figured out what I needed to do in order to put myself in that position to have a chance of getting that job. And fortunately for college hockey, they give opportunities to people. Very select few, it's difficult. It took me 2 years to get a volunteer job with Robert Morris. So using my connections, my friends that have played Division I level, and some of them ended up coaching, I was able to be fortunate enough to be put in that position.
Now, the difference in play, obviously very large, going from ACHA D3 and D2 to D1 as far as NCAA is concerned. Now, off the ice, a lot more in the way of discipline as well, or college kids are college kids?
Well, I think the higher higher levels you go up, everybody's just that much more motivated. And I love my time at NAU, but you grow and you experience different things.
Now, speaking of growing, after Robert Morris, you go to USA Hockey's National Team Development Program. You won the silver at the 2013 U18 Worlds, a couple of other tournaments, placing very well at the Four Nations, and you got to travel all over the place with that program. You got to go to Sochi, you got to go to Sweden, you got to go to Slovakia.
Yeah.
That had to be an awesome experience, just being able to break out of the country and see some different things and play hockey against some of the best teams around.
Yeah, traveling all over the world is something I think a lot of people like to experience. I was fortunate enough to have somebody else pay for it. So
that's always the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. After all of that, you hook up with Joe Coombs, the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees. Now, how did you guys kind of hook up and get together as a coaching staff?
One of my best friends coached with Joe in Dubuque, and we just got to know each other, just hanging out, and the USA would play Dubuque and talk and just get to know each other that way over a 2-year period.
And over that time, I guess it just turned into a good enough relationship where he goes, "Hey, I'm coaching a team down in practically Mexico. You could come out and assistant coach." And was that a tough decision to make, leaving the USA program?
Well,
or had you already left? Or
the position I was in is a two-year position.
Okay.
So you're just contracted for 2 years, and they do that so they can have new coaches in and out all the time.
Developing coaches as well as players.
Yeah. So my contract was up, and I needed a spot, and it sounded pretty good going down there and coaching with Coombsy. So,
well, very interesting situation going from hockey hotbeds all over the country to, again, as we said, stone's throw away from the Mexican border. How is the fan base down there? Did they understand the game? I know that the crowds were pretty good, but were they really engaged with the team? It was basically their team, the only other team in the area, really.
There was a basketball team there, and
right.
So it was us and the basketball team, and the crowds were great. I think the biggest crowd we had is about 3,500 people on military night. There's a big border patrol population there, but we were very well accepted and appreciated by the fans. It was nice.
That's incredible. Now, here with the Aston Rebels, basically working the defense and the power play. Well, as of this morning, 5th least goals against and the 3rd best power play in the league. Pretty good success so far, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of our guys. I'm really proud of them.
What's the secret? Well, I don't want to give it away to the other teams, but what are you telling these guys basically to hang on to, especially defensively? We'll start there.
Defensively?
Yes.
Oh, our goalies have been great all year.
Absolutely.
And then, we've really worked on our D zone coverage and other aspects of our neutral zone play, and it even starts in the offensive zone. So, I'm giving all the credit to the guys, and I think we can do better though. So.
Well, of course you can always do better.
And they know that too. So it's no secret.
That's a great way to keep them motivated. As we said, 6 least goals against. Why not? 5th. Why not get to 4th or 3rd, right? Now, talking about the power play, 3rd best power play in the league. It's fluctuated anywhere between 2nd and 5th. Like anything else in the game, there's dry spells and hot streaks. When you're in a dry spell, as far as the power play is concerned, how do you keep your guys from going, all right, we got a power play? How do you keep them from hanging your head?
Well, bare minimum on a power play, you want to create momentum for your team. So if we're accomplishing that, then we're fine.
Now, with the shorthanded units, do you work a lot with that as well? Because as a special teams coach, you work the power play, so you kind of understand the other team's power plays and how most power plays you want yours to work. Mm-hmm. Now, you kind of take a look at your shorthanded units and do the same thing. Go, all right, this is where we have a chance to grab some momentum from them, even though they have the extra man.
Yeah, everything we do is pre-scouted, so we have an idea of what, for say Johnstown this weekend, we know what they were doing, and we had a good idea of how we could take advantage of that, both on the power play and the penalty kill.
Now, what makes the situation interesting as far as the division is concerned, playing only within your division, advanced scouting isn't that difficult because you've played these guys recently. Do you also try to do any other kind of advanced scouting, going on Fast Hockey, watching the last game, taking a look at things, or getting video from other sources?
Fast Hockey.
That's basically the way to go.
Yeah.
Just try to ignore the broadcaster and do your own thing and keep an eye on what they're doing and what they're changing, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll have you join us for the final portion of the program. We'll talk about this coming weekend. We'll talk about last weekend as well. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Austin Jason Swingle to join us as our Players Spotlight. You're watching the Aston Rebels Coaches Corner here on AstonRebels.com. Are you hungry? Check out the Aston Pizza Company at 600 Convent Road in Aston for great pizza, cheesesteaks, hoagies, wings, sandwiches, stromboli, calzones, and more. Call 610-558-9292 for delivery or visit AstonPizzaCompany.com. Choice Clean Gear is the professional choice for cleaning of all types and brands of sports equipment. We use a patented, fully engineered cleaning system in our state-of-the-art facility that completely washes and sanitizes without damaging equipment like many front-loading wash systems. Best of all, we guarantee to have your equipment cleaned and on the way back to you in less than 72 hours. Visit cleanhockeygear.com today for more information. Here's your chance to win cash or prizes with Chunk-a-Puck. Simply purchase a puck for $2 or buy 5 pucks for only $3. If your puck lands in the tire at center ice, you'll receive the cash prize. If your puck lands closest to the tire, you'll also win a prize. Purchase your Chunk-a-Pucks on the concourse. Citizens Bank delivers a broad range of financial services to over 5 million individuals, companies, not-for-profits, and institutions. Make sure you visit the Aston Giant branch on Concord Road for all of your financial services needs. All saves by an Aston Rebels goaltender are brought to you by the Mike Costanzo Farmers Insurance Agency, where he can save you money on auto and home insurance. Just go to farmersagent.com/mcostanzo.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Since 1984, Delaware Express has offered full-service ground transportation services for business and leisure travel via airport shuttle, town car, motor coach, van, sedan, and limousine. A member of the Go Airport Shuttle Network with more than 100 dedicated drivers supported by professional dispatch, safety, customer service, and maintenance teams. Delaware Express has grown to be the largest and most trusted ground transportation provider in the area. Visit www.delexpress.com for more information. The Dragon Box is a smart TV box that streams in HD with no monthly fees or contracts. It will give you access to thousands of movies, TV, live sports, boxing, UFC events, and 3D movies, all in HD. Visit www.thedragonbox.com today.
Aston Rebels fans.
So I told my wife, I'm not taking out the trash. I'm going to the game.
Loyal and strong.
I told my family to drop the video controllers. We're going to the game.
Even defiant.
I called my boss and told him I was out sick.
Join the rebellion with the excitement and family fun of Aston Rebels Ice Hockey.
He shoots! He
Don't get your tickets now at AstonRebels.com and check us out on Facebook.
Oh, jeez, my boss is here.
Hide me!
Aston Rebels Ice Hockey will make a Rebel fan out of you. Proud members of the North American Hockey League. Go to AstonRebels.com.
Mainline Health is the exclusive medical provider for the Aston Rebels. Mainline Health is a regional health system with more than 2,000 board-certified physicians, 5 of Philadelphia's most respected hospitals, and a wide network of patient care locations. Mainline Health, well ahead. P&S Ravioli Company are makers of all-natural fine pasta since 1966. It has been voted Best of Philly and Reader's Choice Award winners. P&S has 5 local locations and is sold in your local supermarket. P&S's featured products include cheese ravioli, spaghetti, cheese cavatelli, jumbo stuffed shells, along with fine sauces to go with your pasta. And P&S ships all of its products in the continental United States. Order online at www.psravioli.com. Visit one of their 5 local locations or your local supermart. P&S Ravioli, better than homemade. Get your programs. Get your programs for only $2. Read the latest news on the Rebels and visiting teams. It's chock full of information and includes an updated roster for each team. Get your programs. Get your programs. Hey fans, do you want a mini season ticket but don't want the full commitment? Now you can pick and choose your tickets and save 33% with the 6-pack special. You select your days, teams, and months. 6 tickets for only $36. To order tickets or for more information, visit AstonRebels.com. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from the Aston IceWorks in Aston, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much for joining us for the Coaches Show. Once again, thanks so much. It goes out to Josh Brown for joining us. He'll have him back in just a few minutes. But right now, we have with us Austin Swingle. Austin, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we'll go through your career a little bit from Sartell, Minnesota. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, Sartell, Minnesota. It's a suburb of St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Okay, so we talked to Chris DePrez last week about how Detroit is hockey town. Well, Minnesota has to rank right up there. Actually, I think it surpasses just simply because of the hockey popularity. You have the Wild, which is more of a recent thing, but then you have the Gophers, the Bulldogs, and even high school games get crowds of over 10,000. Had to be cool, especially being the hockey player you are and the hockey fan that you are, to grow up in that environment.
Yeah, I definitely have to say Minnesota is more of a hotbed. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to Detroit that much, but no, there's always hockey going on. We always have outdoor rinks. There's always games going on. So that's a big part of it for us. Being from Minnesota, we always take a lot of pride in that. And like you said, the hockey games in Minnesota, you can get a lot of fans. Like we get more fans at some of our high school games than a lot of teams in this league average. And that's just because of everyone there being a hockey fan. And
it's in the blood.
Yeah. It's like if you're not a hockey fan, there's something wrong with it. You should probably move because otherwise you won't make it through the cold. But no, everyone, even if they don't play hockey, like for the high school team, they're out playing Pondy and whatnot. So it's a really big deal to be a hockey player in Minnesota.
Before the Wild came, do you remember the dark period between the North Stars and the Wild? Honestly, it wasn't all that dark because there was still some good hockey there.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty young, but I do remember there was always college hockey on. I mean, I was actually, at the time, I was living in northern Wisconsin, so it's right there next to the University of Minnesota Duluth, the Bulldogs there. But you always have one of the major 5-6 schools in Minnesota, Wisconsin area that's on. So there's never really a period where there isn't hockey on. And then obviously it's nice to have a Wild there now.
You start your junior career at the USHL with the Indiana Ice. Played just 9 games. Give me an idea about that experience.
So I was drafted by them when I was younger. I was taken in like the Futures draft or something when I was pretty young still. And then I went out there as a defenseman. I was a defenseman my whole life. I went out there at the end of my senior year, right after my season finished, and they asked me if I wanted to play forward, and I was like, sure, whatever I got to do to get in the lineup. And that year we were pretty bad as a team. I think we were dead last in the league, and so that's probably why they brought me out. But just to give me a shot before the next season, it was a big learning experience for me. Learned what juniors was all about. Went on a couple road trips. Learned how to play the game and what it takes to play junior hockey and being away from home.
Going from the high school level, as good as Minnesota and Wisconsin high school hockey may be, that's a huge jump going from high school to Tier 1.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable jump. In high school in Minnesota, being big and being a decent player, it wasn't that difficult. Whereas you could take a few shifts off. When you move to that next level, you can't take shifts off, and it's always a battle.
Now in the 13-14 season, you move on to the Aberdeen Wings. What was that transition like, going from the U.S. League to the NAHL?
I'd be lying if I said I was happy about it, but it happened, and I went there expecting to play a lot of minutes, and honestly, it was a humbling experience. I got there and I reported to camp. I was real sick. I had like mono and something else, and then didn't play for a little while. Started to get back in the lineup, became a regular in the lineup, and it just taught me a lot about life, about working hard, working through your battles, and fighting for everything you get. And that experience there is something I'm forever grateful for.
That is a tough lesson to learn at the tender age of 18, 19 as well.
Yeah. No, it was very difficult. I went in with a little arrogancy. I thought I was going to be a big shot, and then it didn't exactly go the way I thought it would. But we had a pretty good team that year, and just learned to fill the role that the team needed and do your best every day.
Now, in one word, the main difference between the USHL and the NAHL?
Physicality.
Really, that much?
Yeah, it's night and day.
Usually you would say speed, but the hitting picks up that much more up in the USHL.
No, actually.
more here.
Yeah, it's the opposite. I mean, yeah, there's definitely more speed, more skill in the USHL. Like they're gonna make plays. You tend to have a little more space, but in this league, at least my experience is, you're getting hit constantly. Like you are always getting hit. Generally speaking, this league is a little older. Guys are a little bigger, and me being a bigger guy, I notice it a lot more. My body kind of feels those hits, especially the day after. But no, like I said, you're getting hit all the time in this league. Whereas that league, you're making plays, you're doing everything a little bit faster. So there is a difference there.
Now the next season, after 40 games, traded to Hidalgo, Texas, and the Killer Bees. We talked to Coach Brown about it, and what kind of experience was it going from Minnesota, hockey everywhere, Hidalgo, Texas, hockey just right here?
Yeah, it was a little different. You know?
Again, no disrespect to the fans out there.
No, I got what you're saying. No, it was really different. I actually, my season wasn't going the way I wanted it to, and mentally I just wasn't in the right spot. So I asked for the trade. Didn't know where I was going to get traded. Then I found out I was going to the South Division. Didn't even know where I was going to go yet. And then a little bit later, I found out I was going to Rio Grande Valley, and I had no idea where that was because we didn't play any South Division teams that year. So didn't pay attention to it. And then I went down there, and it was quite possibly the best thing that could have happened to me. Fell in love with hockey again. Really, the guys on the team really accepted me in, coaches, everything. It was just a great experience. Plus, it's nice when you wake up and it's 75, 80 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning rather than snowing out. So
absolutely. Well, speaking of snowing, well, it's not right now, but coming here to the Philadelphia area and the Aston Rebels, how have you enjoyed living in this area so far?
I've loved it. I've been fortunate enough to have hockey take me everywhere in the country. I've been to both coasts, Alaska, everything, all the way down to Mexico. But this place has definitely got a unique spot in my heart. There's something about the people on the East Coast here, especially the Philadelphia area, that just I like. They're a little tougher than most, but I like it, especially hanging out downtown Philly. And then when you get out here in the suburbs, everyone's pretty nice too. But I really like the Philadelphia area.
Well, it seems like your game has also stepped up here. You're on pace for your best season in the NAHL right now, 4 goals, 9 assists. What, if anything, has changed? Has the change of atmosphere going from Texas to Pennsylvania made a difference?
I think a little bit. Honestly, when I went down to Texas last year and joined Coach Brown and Coach Coombs, my understanding of the game and how I played the game changed a little bit. They kind of taught me how to embrace my size and embrace my role on whatever line, whatever team I'm playing on. And I think that change really started at the second half of last year, and then it's translated over to this year. And just they've really taught me to just fill my role as a big power forward and do it to the best of my abilities.
Well, one thing that has certainly stepped up is the penalty minutes this year. Notably, some fights out of the domestic. Again, I didn't get a chance to see you guys play last year, but you certainly have stepped up in that category. And well, I just want to ask the reason why. Is that something that the coaches are going, listen, we want you to be kind of that kind of physical leader out there?
No, I mean, I don't think you're ever going to have a coach that's
not necessarily fighting.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, adding the physical aspect.
Yeah, I mean, physicality is certainly. If you look, a lot of my penalty minutes are fights this year, but part of that is just our division. You look at our division, we play the 3 teams at the same time, so everyone's pretty sick of each other by the end of the year. If you look, most of my penalty minutes have come after Christmas, anyways, and we're kind of to that point where we're pretty angry with each other. So no,
it does make for a lot more in the way of fun hockey for us fans. I mean, it may be stressful for you guys going, I got to face these guys again, and who's going to be tough to deal with. But for us fans, seeing 2 teams hate each other, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've always been that kind of guy. I like to stir things up. My parents raised me that way, so I definitely like the physicality part, and fighting's a little bit of a perk for me because I tend to be pretty good at it sometimes. So.
Well, you've stepped into into a leadership role this year as well, and getting that A on your chest. Certainly, is that something that you're thinking, okay, this is something that may help as far as my next team, noting, okay, he's a leader on and off the ice. Is that something that you're looking at going, this is what I want to be?
Yeah, I mean, last year I was an A with Aberdeen, and then this year with the C on the road and then the A at home. It's just been a cool experience. I've learned a lot the last few years, just about leadership and each coach I've had that I've been in a leadership role has taught me something else about leadership, and these guys have really taught me how to be stern with what I'm saying, be stern, be hard on the guys, but still be the friend, be a good leader overall. And no, I definitely think it'll help me in the future with wherever life takes me. But I'm grateful for the opportunity.
And as of now, you have not picked your next step.
No, I'm just keeping my options open. Mostly right now, my main goal is just what we're doing as a team. At the end of the season, that's all I want to focus on is what we can do as a group, because we have a special group here from top to bottom. We just have a really good group here, and I think we can go far in playoffs and make a run at this.
One last thing. We talked about all the positive aspects of your game. What is something here with about 15 games left to go in the regular season and hopefully a long playoff run? What is something that you're looking at, okay, this is something I need to work on for the rest of the year?
I've had a lot of scoring opportunities this year, but I haven't taken advantage of it. And I think that's something that I just need to continue to work on. Part of that is just focusing and bearing down. But yeah, that's something that's just a little additive to my game. I mean, no one's going to expect me to go out and score a bunch of goals, but if I can get a few goals here and there, it really boosts the energy on the bench and really contributes to our team's success.
Well, Austin, thanks so much for joining us here on the Coach's Corner, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for having me.
When we come back, we'll have Josh Brown ready to go to talk about last weekend's action in Johnstown and this weekend's home and home against the New Jersey Titans. You are watching the Aston Rebels Coach's Corner here on AstonRebels.com. Are you hungry? Check out the Aston Pizza Company at 600 Convent Road in Aston for great pizza, cheesesteaks, hoagies, wings, sandwiches, stromboli, calzones, and more. Call 610-558-9292 for delivery or visit AstonPizzaCompany.com. Hey fans, do you want a mini season ticket but don't want the full commitment? Now you can pick and choose your tickets and save 33% with the 6-pack special. You select your days, teams, and months. 6 tickets for only $36. To order tickets or for more information, visit AstonRebels.com. P&S Ravioli Company are makers of all-natural fine pasta since 1966. It has been voted Best of Philly and Reader's Choice Award winners. P&S has 5 local locations and is sold in your local supermarket. P&S's featured products include cheese ravioli, spaghetti, cheese cavatelli, jumbo stuffed shells, along with fine sauces to go with your pasta. And P&S ships all of its products in the continental United States. Order online at www.psravioli.com. Visit one of their 5 local locations or your local supermart. P&S Ravioli, better than homemade. Citizens Bank delivers a broad range of financial services to over 5 million individuals, companies, not-for-profits, and institutions. Make sure you visit the Aston Giant branch on Concord Road for all of your financial services needs. Since 1984, Delaware Express has offered full-service ground transportation services for business and leisure travel via airport shuttle, town car, motor coach, van, sedan, and limousine. A member of the Go Airport Shuttle Network with more than 100 dedicated drivers supported by professional dispatch, safety, customer service, and maintenance teams. Delaware Express has grown to be the largest and most trusted ground transportation provider in the area. Visit www.delexpress.com for more information. The Dragon Box is a smart TV box that streams in HD with no monthly fees or contracts. It will give you access to thousands of movies, TV, live sports, boxing, UFC events, and 3D movies, all in HD. Visit www.thedragonbox.com today. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we're live from the pub here at the IceWorks Skating Complex in Aston, Pennsylvania. Back with me is assistant coach Josh Brown. And Josh, from here on out, Johnstown, New Jersey, a couple of games against Wilkes-Barre Scranton. We talked earlier about playing the same competition majority of the season. We talked about it quickly with Austin Swingle as well. Is that something that is it tough to motivate the guys every week, or is it just like, hey, we know these guys, we know how the game plan to beat them. What do we have to do this weekend?
Well, we haven't seen New Jersey in a couple weeks, so
that's true.
It feels like a brand new team. So
it might be with a couple of trades.
It's energizing, yeah.
Now, coming off a solid weekend, earning a split in Johnstown, one of the toughest places to play on the schedule, just because of the size of crowds they have, and the crowd is right on top of you. The way that building is, and there's so much history in that building, going way back to the 50s with the old Johnstown Jets and the Eastern Hockey League. Is that something that the players recognize walking into that building? I mean, yeah, you want to keep them away from dwelling on it, but they walk in going, wow, this is a pretty cool place.
They know
to play.
there's no secrets with the internet now, so they know the history of the building. Of course, they've seen the movie Slapshot, so it's something they've embraced, and I think they're motivated to play there. I know the first time we were there, we didn't have very good results, but we use that as motivation moving forward. And we didn't have the outcome that we wanted, game one, but we knew we could do better, and we did much better on Saturday.
Well, on Friday, you dropped that game 2-1, even though you limit the Tomahawks to 17 shots, and you limit them to 3 in the third period. So, as the defensive coach, yeah, you certainly want the win, but you have to look at that and go, all right, we stepped up our game here, and more times than not, the offense would normally step up as well.
Yeah, we felt they caught some breaks, maybe some pucks that wouldn't usually go in, but on the offensive side of things, I don't think we really handled ourselves and took care of business and did what we needed to do in order to win that game.
Nice rebound game on Saturday with a 3-0 win. Defense stepped it up even further. Got a 2-0 lead in the second. Only allowing 19 shots in that game. Defense had to be proud to be a part of Trevor McCucci's shutout.
Anytime a goalie's had a shutout, there's a little more motivation going into whatever period you're in. So, second, third period.
And we talked about earlier about how your defensive core certainly owes a lot of thanks to the goaltending tandem that we have here in Aston, and that's got to go the other way as well, because they give up the occasional bad rebound or even the good rebound, and your guys are usually right there in the way to swipe it to a board or clear it down the ice.
Yeah, it definitely goes both ways.
Now this weekend, home and home against New Jersey, trail them by a point. We've won 3 straight against them and lead the season series 6-2. But as you just mentioned before, completely different team most likely because you haven't faced them in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for a team when you're so used to playing guys that you play constantly? Now you haven't seen them in a while. How do you prepare for a team like that? Or do you just play your game?
We just play our game. We handle our business, and I think we'll be fine. We've had a bit of success against New Jersey. I think the last 3 times we've played them. So we just build off that, and we'll be fine.
Now, I talked to Austin Swingle about this, and I've mentioned it to other people as well. I asked other people as well. Very successful season so far, but what is the one thing as an entire unit, entire team, that you think, all right, we have this many games left to go to the playoffs. What's the one thing we have to do to ensure that we're going to have some success in the postseason?
Consistency. We are, as a staff and as we talk about it all the time, is being consistent, not showing up one night and then showing up the next. There's no excuse for that, and our guys know that, and we just want to play back-to-back games. The result at this point in the season doesn't matter as long as we play our game and play well.
Especially since you've already clinched the playoffs.
Obviously we'd like to win, but winning the right way, playing the right way is what we instill in our players, and we ask that.
Well, Josh, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you down the road.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us, everybody, for the Coach's Corner. Coming up next week, our player spotlight will be Dean Balsamo, and we're looking forward to that. That's next Tuesday at 7 p.m. p.m. But before that, on Sunday, our next home game, 5 p.m. against the New Jersey Titans. So get your tickets at AstonRebels.com or come out here to the IceWorks and support the Rebels as they chase down the NAHL crown and the playoffs coming up in just a few weeks. So again, my name's Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Aston Rebels fans.
So I told my wife, I'm not taking out the trash. I'm going to the game.
Loyal and strong.
I told my family to drop the video controllers. We're going to the game.
Even defiant.
I called my boss and told him I was out sick.
Join the rebellion with the excitement and family fun of Aston Rebels Ice Hockey.
He shoots! He
Don't get your tickets now at AstonRebels.com and check us out on Facebook.
Oh, jeez, my boss is here.
Hide me!
Aston Rebels Ice Hockey will make a Rebel fan out of you. Proud members of the North American Hockey League. Go to AstonRebels.com.